This year, 2010, marks the 95th anniversary of Remembrance for Lives Lost in War and Returned Servicemen and Women. It's also the time of a crazy human migration. New Zealanders and Australians flocked to Turkey, to the site of the landing of our Anzac troops back in 1915. Our reporter Karley Hemopo is at that site. She's joining us now live from Anzac Cove in Gallipoli. Tēnā koe, Karley, tell us, what does it feel like there at the moment?
Tēnā koe, Shane, otia tēnā tātou katoa. Well, you know, Shane, I've heard many stories about how cold it gets here on Anzac Cove on Anzac Day, but it really isn't as bad as history dictates. It's about 2 a.m. in the morning, and it's far from quiet. As you can tell in my background, there's hundreds of people snuggled up in their sleeping bags, warm clothes, anxiously awaiting the dawn ceremony in a couple of hours. The stands are filling, plasmas are up, and entertainment is taking place, and that's keeping the crowds busy. Now, in order to get inside the grounds here, we went through 4 security checks. Yesterday, a comprehensive 5-hour security check took place in the grounds and around the perimeter. So that gives you an idea of how seriously they do take the security here. But now, with me now, I have one of the number of Māori faces that I spotted in the crowd. It's Dean Whanga. He's ex-military. He now works at the British Embassy in Iran, and he is also there at the embassy. He is the security supervisor. This is also his first time at Anzac Cove. Tēnā koe, Dean.
Tēnā koe, Karley.
What does it mean for you to be here at Anzac Cove this year?
This year, above all other commemorations of Anzac that I've attended, I find it particularly sobering and sombre to be in this rather sacred place. Sacred not only for us, also for the Australians and for the Turks.
Now, your trip here to Gallipoli is a promise made good. It's also somewhat of a personal pilgrimage.
Indeed it is, Karley. Obviously, from a long military career, I've made a point to myself and to my family, of whom have been long-standing military people, to attend Anzac ceremonies in Gallipoli. And also I regularly attended, on most years, the commemorations at Tuakau RSA, of whom I met some extremely cheerful gentlemen, veterans of the First and Second World War, and after listening to their extremely exciting and extremely graphic explanations of their experiences, I made a promise to them that I would come to Gallipoli to see exactly what befell them when they did come here.
You've regularly attended other Anzac commemorations elsewhere, but this is the first time you've been to Anzac Cove. How is it going to be any different from those commemorations?
I think it's really a time to look around the Cove and to get the real feel of Anzac as a place, a sacred place in history, and for Anzac when I feel I stand on ground that men have run up under considerable difficulty, and if you get a chance to see behind us the terrain, you would really appreciate the difficulties that they encountered when they got here. For me, having the opportunity to walk on that same ground gives me a great amount of satisfaction and pride for all the men and who walked across this land.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, Dean.
Thanks.
Tēnā koe, tēnā rau atu koe. That was Dean Whanga from Rongomaiwai, ne Ngāti Kaungunu, one of a number of Māori faces I've spotted in the crowd, and hopefully we can bring you some other comments from them at a later time. Shane.
Karley, just before you go, because we know it's just after, 2 a.m. in the morning at Anzac Cove there, but tell us about the rest of the day. What else is planned?
Well, the dawn ceremony isn't set to take place here until 5:30, which will be 2:30 New Zealand time. And the second ceremony that is important to New Zealanders is the ceremony that will take place up at Chunk Bed, or known as Chinook Bear, which will take place at 9:30 p.m. tonight New Zealand time. Shane.
Kia ora, Karley, thank you for that. Indeed, enjoy the rest of your day in Gallipoli and have a very safe trip home.